Over 50% of Americans cannot come up with $1,000 if they had to for an emergency. If you're in the military or a government employee, we almost just had a government shutdown due to the budget. And if the government had shut down, you would have either not gotten a paycheck until the government opened again or gotten furloughed. If you're not paid by the government, just consider what would happen to you if you did not get paid for a week, 2 weeks, a month, 3 months, because you either lost your job or something else happened. You are paid by the government. Luckily, we're on a 45-day extension at this point. So hopefully they can come up with an actual budget and you don't have to worry about whether or not you're going to be getting paid and how you're going to survive in that time when you don't have a paycheck coming in. This might be a good time to look at where your money is and if you have an emergency fund. Having an emergency fund can make it a lot less stressful if you're able to actually survive if you do lose your job, get furloughed, laid off, or the government shuts down and you're a military member and they're just not going to pay you until the government has an actual budget. Depending on where you look, the financial gurus will recommend you have anywhere between 3 and 12 months for an emergency fund. What this 3 to 12 months means is you having enough money to cover the essentials, the things that you need to survive, and not things like going to the movies, eating out. This emergency fund is just that. It's for emergencies. So if your car breaks down, if you have unexpected medical bills, if you lose your job, if military decides not to pay you because they have no budget, this emergency fund is supposed to help you cover those costs. Consider how much less stress you would have had as the government was about to shut down due to not having a budget if you didn't have to worry about making sure that you had enough money to make rent, pay your mortgage, get groceries, feed your kids. Now, if you don't have an emergency fund, you're not going to be able to create an emergency fund overnight. But if you're able to squirrel away $20 here, $50 there, $100 maybe each month into an account, you should be able to save money. And soon enough, you will have an emergency fund that has enough money to help you get through any emergencies that might occur and give you a safety blanket. Now, this money should not be used when a new phone comes out or a new video game system comes out and you just want something. This is the money that you have for emergencies. Having that financial safety net will give you a great peace of mind, especially if something that is unexpected does happen. For this money, you should also be looking at putting it somewhere safe. By this, I mean putting it somewhere like a high yield savings account or a regular savings account or a money market account, and not putting it all on some random stock, just hoping that stock does well. The idea is to have money that is available for you in the case of an emergency that is actually liquid for you to take out and use when you have to, and then deposit more money into those accounts. So over time, you still have that safety net to go back on. If you are someone that is paid by the government, this might be the time for you to consider starting an actual emergency fund and trying to give yourself that financial safety net. If you don't get paid by the government, all this means is that you did not have this scare, and that is great for you. However, you never know when you're going to have that emergency, when you have to go to the ER and have a medical bill, or if your car breaks down and you need to fix it real quick. You just never know. So you should definitely start an emergency fund if you do not already have one, and try to get it to somewhere between 3 and 12 months of expenses.